I don't. Hey, listen, man. It's something crazy. Like it's just I couldn't even explain it, man. And he wanted to be on the show, and I'm finally glad I got you on the show, man. He got his Lakers
Absolutely.
gear. I know he's excited, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome my man's Malcom Booker to the Sports
What's up?
Minute,
What's
man.
up? What's up? How everybody doing out there?
Everybody is good, man. We all good, man. Just chilling, watching these playoffs. My Cavs has been getting killed the last two games. This game is a blackout. It's a blackout, so we won't be able to watch it. And I said, thank God. I don't know if I could stomach any more of that. I don't know. We
well,
getting killed right
well, well, man, I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit, but I want to see what you got going on first. All right, I got
now.
some
Man.
questions about Spider Mitchell there.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna tell you exactly. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. What I think, man. First, man, we got to get into it, man. The NFL draft, 24 hours
Mhm.
away. A lot of players, a lot of people wondering if Bryce Young is going to go first or if CJ Stroud. It's uh it's a toss up, man. Let me know what you think and who you got your eye on as a Cowboys fan.
Just to answer the question first, man, I am excited about the draft, man, and seeing who's coming out first. Uh, First pick, Carolina, they gave up a lot, man. They gave up
Yeah,
their
they
top
did.
tier receiver and DJ Moore, and they gave up a lot, man. They got to go with one of the quarterbacks. I'm going to say CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, but I'm leaning towards Bryce Young because I heard CJ Stroud is having some issues here, and this stock is kind of falling the last couple of days. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Bryce Young and piece him with those new additions they just received this offseason, man.
Yeah, Carolina's a young team, man. I think their defense is very underrated. They got some pieces on
Absolutely.
defense. A lot of people are
Absolutely.
questioning Carolina's moves and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, no, I wouldn't sleep on Carolina too tough. They just hired that new coach in Indianapolis who recently got fired, but it really
Mm-hmm.
wasn't his fault. You gave him two washed up bums that he couldn't do much with. Not to call him that, but not to put him down, but that's really what's going on with that. So it's going to be exciting to see what Carolina does. I think they're going to go with Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young is going to be the number one overall pick. Um,
Absolutely.
just to
Absolutely.
see
I
what
agree with you.
I mean, CJ Stroud is that mobile quarterback, and I don't know. I think Bryce Young is just a tad bit better, but they're neck and neck. I don't know why Stroud's stock is falling in the last couple of days. I think he's going to surprise and remind people of who he is. Because
It, it might have been something with the personality test. I'm not sure. They're not
yeah,
really trying to report what's going out. But just to piggyback on the Carolina Panthers, I see that they picked up DJ Chark, the receiver from the Lions. I
yeah.
really like him. He's a solid receiver. He's going to come in and make huge plays for him. And they also signed a tight end from the Cincinnati Bengals, Hayden Hurst.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a huge pickup.
We
That's a
actually
huge
had
pickup.
Hayden Hurst in Atlanta, and I was mad that we gave him up. I like Kyle Pitts, but I'm like, bro, Hayden Hurst is a solid tight end. What are y'all doing?
Absolutely,
I was
absolutely.
mad. I
So
was
you look,
salty.
so if you're looking at all of those pieces on Rico, man, it's only right that you go with Bryce Young, man. That's a great fit. You know, he's gonna come in. You know, he got a big arm. He's gonna be coachable. He's not gonna do too much. He's gonna run the offense, and I like that. I like the Bryce Young at the first pickup, man.
Oh
Number
yeah,
one.
he's definitely gonna be the pickup. And then Carolina already needs a quarterback bad as heck.
Absolutely,
Like Carolina needs a pick. And
absolutely.
it's just gonna be exciting to see it. So I was watching your Facebook today, man, and one of your homies commented and said, "Don't nobody want to talk about Cowboys and Lakers," and I had to laugh because I'm like, oh, "Okay, he think we're gonna sound like an episode of Undisputed," and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"We are." I'm not. I'm not gonna.
well, Well, I'm gonna put it this way, man. We just might be better than undisputed, but we gonna worry about that. We gonna wait for the fans to debate that, you know.
Yeah.
But for my Cowboys, man, I'm disappointed how the year, ended. We lost a tough game on the road, San Francisco. We just didn't have a lot of playmakers, man, on the outside that can help my quarterback out. I'm a huge fan of Dak Prescott. I believe in him. He's smart. He great character. He checked all the boxes, man. It's just that, when you look at some of the teams that made a deep playoff run this year, and we're talking about the Chiefs, Cincinnati, the Bills, they're loaded with talent around their young quarterback. And I feel like Jerry Jones and the Jones family, they disappointed Dak, or they didn't do a service and putting those legit weapons around him, so he can make the huge plays down the stretch. So
Yeah.
I like the new addition of Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore. You
Oh
know, they're
yeah.
veterans. They're going to be huge for our young locker room. They're going to
Especially
help
in
out
the
Michael
secondary.
Parsons.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I like the pieces we made so far, and we signed a lot of players back that was solid for our team last year. And I would say this, man. I hope we have a good year. I think we will win the division this year, but we have to pick up that tight end from Notre Dame. His name is Michael Myers. Watch out for him, a
Oh
late
yeah.
first round pick.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
talking, he's 6'4, 265. He's a flat out stud, man. He will be great in the middle since we lost our tight end, Dalton Schultz. He will be great in that offense and be a big body for Dak going down the stretch.
Let me ask you this. You in the NFC East, the toughest
Mm-hmm.
division in football last season.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia Eagles just signed Jalen Hurts to that crazy $255 million contract. My personal opinion, as much as I love Jalen Hurts, and congratulations to him, he definitely deserves that money for what he did in the
Absolutely.
second year.
Absolutely.
Do you think that that cripples a chance to sign some more players around him, despite like him willing to restructure if it comes to that point?
Absolutely. You know, that's why they lost a couple players on their back end, you know, from their defense, because it was going to be hard for them to resign some of those players. That was huge for them last season. You
Yeah,
know, but like you said, just to allude to what you said, Jalen Hurts deserves his money. He's a flat out baller.
yeah.
At being a Dallas Cowboy fan, I hate to see this man twice a year. Um, he's a stud, man, and I think it did put a stain on their future. You know, he got a lot of money, guaranteed money. You know, it's up to him to, you know, continue to work hard and earn that money. You know what they said? Once guys get a huge contract, they start to get lazy, a la Ezekiel Elliott. You know, so
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
it, it it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out, man. They still got a lot of weapons around them with Devonta Smith and what's the guy name?
AJ.
The other receiver, AJ Brown, and then they had
Wow.
a solid tight end in Dallas Goedert. They
Yeah,
did give up Miles Sanders. The defense stayed intact, but we're going to see, man. We're going to see. I think teams is going to game plan for them a little different now. Now that they've
yeah.
seen a full year, a whole body of work of Jalen Hurts, and man, it's going to be interesting to see, man.
I'm definitely interested in the NFC East, and my team's in the NFC South. We'll finish talking about the NFC South in a minute, man. But
Okay.
definitely, like, I think the NFC East is still going to be the toughest division because you got to watch out for Washington too. And I know that's your rival. That's like your arch nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
Out of
Mm-hmm.
all three
Don't
teams,
not to
Washington.
cut you off there, but don't be surprised, Rico, if Washington trade up to get one of those quarterbacks. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm
yeah,
just saying. If you look at the pieces they have there with Terry McCullen, and they got Dotson at the
yeah.
receiver spot, and you know they got a solid defensive line, and they got a good head coach and a defensive coordinator. So be on the lookout for them to steal a quarterback in the early first round or late first round, man. And I think they'll be good this year.
You know what? I was kind of pissed Washington didn't make the playoffs last year because that means all four NFC teams, what NFC East teams would have made the playoffs. You sacked your better quarterback in a moment where you needed him to play. And I'm just
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely,
why would y'all do that in the middle of
man.
a playoff stretch?
The writing was on the wall, man. You know,
Yeah,
you might as well go ahead and scrap it out and get rid of the pieces right then and there. You know, you don't want to, you don't want to mislead him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They wanted to cut the cord very early to let him know, like, look, we're going to move forward at the end of the season, and thank you for your services, man.
pretty
So,
much. Pretty much. That's exactly what happened, man.
yeah.
So my next question, who do you think I'm gonna give you my underrated draft pick potentially, and you give me yours. I'm gonna start with you.
Okay. Underrated draft pick. That is a great question. I'm going to go with the quarterback, Will Levitt, the quarterback from Kentucky.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
kind of his game, man. And just to loop back to the last question you asked me about the Redskins,
Yeah.
I know they had a young quarterback coming on, but if they can get their hands on the Will Levy guy, I think he'll be a solid pickup, man. He won a lot of games. He showed a lot of poise. He got a big arm. He can also scramble,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. So his draft stock has been rising. They saying he's supposed to be the number 2 pick. The odds is there. And that's going to be my sleeper pick, man. Everybody is overlooking him at the quarterback position. He played well for Kentucky this year, led him to a winning record in a bowl game. So that's going to be my sleeper pick, man, for this year.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go. Got it in here in my phone. Ivan Pace, the
Ivan Pace.
linebacker from Cincinnati. He's crazy, man. I think he was an All American for 5 schools. I'm sorry. He had like 10 sacks and 3 forced fumbles last season. He's only 5'11", but let me tell you something. I watched him play in the All American Conference in Cincy, and the boy is a dog. And I'm telling you right now, if somebody picks him up, I think he's gonna go hard. Only thing I think that's stopping him may be his height a little bit, because once, like I said, he's 5'11", but he plays nasty. Like he plays with a mean streak. Mean streak. And I think he's very underrated coming up in this draft. Also, like Chase Brown from Illinois, the running back.
Okay.
He rushed for 1,600 yards and 10 touchdowns, and he averaged like 5 yards a carry. So, I mean, he caught 27 passes as well for 240 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's durable. He's versatile. He can catch the ball out the backfield. So I think whoever picks him up in the draft is going to be solid for that team. So that's definitely a couple stealers. It's funny, like the players that get picked like in the 3rd through like the 6th round, them be like your sleepers that go on and make a difference on your team. Like we were just at work today talking about Tom Brady and how Tom Brady was damn near Mr. Irrelevant, picked in the 6th round. I think he was the 199th pick. Worst combine numbers ever. And now he's arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, depending on who you ask, because they're Brady haters. But Brady is like Brady's the GOAT in my opinion. But
absolutely.
Like the NFL draft is funny, man, and we just gonna see what happens tomorrow.
Man, just to name a few guys that came out of that, those late round draft picks. Shannon Sharp was another one. Woo! From Undisputed.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp, Marcus Clausen was another one.
Definitely.
What's the receiver that New England had a couple years ago that was real solid for them? I think he won Super Bowl MVP one time. Another name was Jamal Anderson from the Falcons.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's a lot of guys, man, that came out in those late rounds that was solid for your team, And just to piggyback on what you said, those late round draft picks is where you build your team at. I watched my Dallas Cowboys picked a lot of defensive end and defensive backs and put those guys together, man. You give them a year or two, a chance and an opportunity to show what they can bring to the table, and you can see a team pan out really, really well, man. So
yeah, that's why I'm hoping my Falcons pan out. I'm hoping.
Hey, a quarterback, man. You guys need a quarterback. I like the young guy you got. I don't want to pronounce his name. I like that. I like Drake London. You know, maybe put a couple pieces on that defense and go along with
we just signed that. We just got the quarterback. I mean, that defensive back from Detroit. I forgot. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, but him across from AJ Terrell, and we got Jesse Bates from Cincinnati too. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are showing up that back end, man. There you can generate a pass rush to help those guys out.
That's gonna be pretty good. Thing. That's the big thing.
And that division is wide open.
Yeah, because
it's wide open.
It's wide open because the Saints signed Andy Dalton. Not Andy Dalton. I'm sorry, Derek Carr.
And it's a huge question mark on him.
Yeah. So huge question mark. Carolina's making Tampa Bay, now that Brady's retired, they in the quarterback shop too. So it's like, who y'all gonna go for?
Yep, they're not resigning Leonard Fournette, so he's gone. We got Rojo from the Chiefs, so he been gone. And then I think that the stud linebacker Devin White, has requested a trade. So not too many pieces they got going on down there, but we'll see what happens. They do got Baker Mayfield, but
you don't know what Baker Mayfield you gonna get.
Maybe a few more progressive commercials. Who knows?
Right.